everyone. My name is Romy Acosta. I am Head of Investor Relations from Jost Werke AG. And today I would like to give you a brief overview about our results for Q2 2021. The second quarter of the year continued with the strong momentum of the first quarter of 2021, and Jost managed to once again reach a new record sales of 273 million euros, growing 56% compared to the very pandemic-impacted previous quarter. Adjusted EBIT also grew by 170%, reaching 30 million euros in one quarter, and we managed to improve our adjusted EBIT margin to 11%. As many other companies in the industry, steel price increases as well as constraints in the supply chain affected us in the second quarter of the year. But given the much higher capacity utilization and the strong flexibility of our production, we managed to limit the negative impact of these headwinds. Overall, the fundamentals for both the industries in which we act, agriculture and transport, continue to be very strong, and we see a very strong demand in all regions that allowed us to confirm our guidance for 2021. When we go into a deep dive to the regions, we see that both business lines, transport and agriculture, contributed strongly to growth. In the second quarter, we managed to grow 43% in agriculture and 61% in transport regarding revenues. The reason for that being is that the transport market last year was much more affected by the pandemic than the more stable agricultural market. Overall, we reached a growth for the whole group of 56%, and all regions, which you see on the right side of the slide, contributed to this growth. Especially North America grew by 78%. And please keep in mind that this is reported growth because we did have headwinds of 15% in the region. Organically, the growth actually amounted to 93% in North America. Also, Europe managed to grow very strongly with 51.9%, and the APAC region reached a growth of 46% in the second quarter. Here it's also important to remember that in the second quarter of last year, China had already recovered from the pandemic effects, showing a very steep increase in demand, so that actually the growth momentum in China was still there, but not as strong as in other regions, whereas most of the growth in the APAC region came from South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. Also, on the profitability side, as I mentioned, it was a very successful quarter despite the headwinds from steel price or material prices and logistics. This was due to the very strong capacity utilization that we're seeing right now in all regions, given the underlying fundamental and demand in all markets. Overall for the year, and these are the growth expectations for the overall industry, we see that both regions, Europe and North America, is expected to grow both in trucks and trailers, as well as in tractors, with very high numbers, especially coming from the low bases in the year 2020. When we look at the Asia-Pacific Africa region, it's a bit more of a mixed picture, and this too has to do with the fact that China had grown very strongly already in the year 2020, and as of the second half of this year, that market will be facing a new emissions regulation for trucks that will impact the demand in the second half of 2000. However, we do expect a lot of growth coming from the other markets in that region, which will mitigate the impact for Jost overall and allows us to confirm our guidance for 2000. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want to learn more about Jost and our results, please don't hesitate to contact Investor Relations or visit our webpage at www.jost-world.com. Thank you.
Hi there, since you watched this company video until the end, I'm guessing you liked the video, and that's probably because we work very hard to create the most engaging and added value content for you. If you're a company and want to find out how we, at Seat 11A, can make a company video with and about you, please email us at content@seat11a.com.